Hi, welcome to Neppy Invest. So a little bit of a technical update for the broad market at large and a few companies, about 7 companies on the ASX that I've been following, and they're quite popular among especially retail investors right now. I think a few of these companies are quite overvalued. Even though they've got exciting themes. There is a bit of an underlying theme with a few of these companies, and if you know these companies, you can see that underlying theme. But I think I like to look at charts, even though I'm sort of a half fundamental, half charts or technical person, because I believe human psychology plays a massive role in where people decide to buy and sell. And you actually can see that when you look at some of these charts. So if you're not a big chart person, I still think you can get a bit of out of this video, because I believe also that there's a lot of thinking that you can't time the market. It's actually timing the market. But I believe you can combine the two. I believe timing the market is very important, but also timing the market plays a big role too. And if you ignore that, I think it's to your detriment. So let's get stuck into looking at the broader market at large. First, the Australian market, the S&P ASX 200. You can look at the All Ordinaries. So I look at both, but they're fairly similar. And right now, I've got 2 blue lines here. So one is support, the other one is resistance. And if you don't know the difference, Google it, or maybe I'll do a video and then I could just link the video to this. But support is the bottom line there. So usually human psychology says once it gets to that price, a little bit more buying, because people think, oh, it's got to this level before, then started going up. And resistance is at 6,200. And when it gets to that level, people start selling because of human psychology. Again, it got to that level before and went lower. And so it's been trading between 6,200 and about 5,800 for about 4 or 5 months now. And eventually it's going to be the breakout above 6,200 or break below 5,800. And that's the key. So I'm neither bullish nor bearish. And this is one of the reasons why it's just trading longer range. And I'm also neither bullish or bearish because I think moving forward, it's the actions of the governments, what they do with policies, is going to really drive how economies are going to respond to COVID-19. And even COVID-19, a lot of unknown variables there, whether we get a vaccine or not, or whether it just dies out. And if we don't get a vaccine, how long it's going to last before it dies out, just like Spanish flu, which just died out. So moving forward, neither bearish nor bullish, which means I still have a fair bit of cash on hand to take advantage of any weakness in share prices, but I'm still got a fair bit in the market too. So again, no bets either way, unlike some investors, which I know some are fully invested, which I think is slightly dangerous strategy. The American market's a little bit more bullish than the Australian markets. This is the S&P US 500. It did get to an all-time low just before COVID-19, I believe it was, and then the massive sell-off, but then a really good uptrend, which you can follow by that brown line, this line here. Hope you can see that mouse. I've put it as a laser pointer. So that line is the brown line, that's the uptrend. You can see it developed down here, a hit there, and then hit here and went down through it, which broke the uptrend. Got a line of support here, got to that line, or that position here, and has bounced off it. That's sort of bullish. So breaking through the downtrend or the uptrend is bearish. Breaking or support with that support line is bullish. And funny enough, the levels now are fairly, this is around here, is almost the exact same levels we were pre-COVID-19. So just shows you sometimes, even though the economies are in dire straits around the world, sometimes the stock market just doesn't take a notice of that. Some people believe there is the disconnect between the two. The stock market is not a relationship to the economies, which is not exactly true. If you look through the history, there is a bit of a correlation between the two. And right now, this is the first time in history where the correlation is non-existent, which is a concern for me slightly, because I don't believe that's exactly true. So I'm going to look at Tesla now, because it's it's a very popular stock in terms of the amount of people who hate it and the amount of people who think Tesla is the greatest thing since the invention of the wheel. Now, I'm not a Tesla owner, but I do like Tesla. I do like the possibilities moving forward and what they're doing in terms of electric vehicles, not only that, but automation of electric vehicles. I think that is the future of humanity for transportation. Automation is the future. Right now, it looks like there is a bit of a symmetrical triangle developing here. If you just take it like there and then a line like there, possibly a symmetrical triangle. We've got a bit of support there too at $340. So again, neither bullish or bearish. I would love this share price to get down to $5. I'd buy all in at that point, but that's never going to happen. So let's get stuck into some Australian companies. First one is Oakdale Resources. Ticker code is OAR. They are gold exploration in Nevada, which is a good place to be for gold exploration. And then a nickel, copper, PGE is platinum group elements. So that includes platinum, of course, palladium, iridium, ruthenium, rhodium maybe. So quite a few metals there. And they also have this gold processing plant in Peru, which I believe they're going to try to use to inject cash into the company. So that's sort of the reason they're having this processing plant is for cash flow principles or whatever word I'm going to use, cash flow reasons, I suppose you can say, which actually is a good strategy to have. So only a market cap of $33 million at 2.2 cents. So I've mentioned before, there's a common theme is this breakout. So you can see before this breakout here, which is right there where my laser is, not much happening in the share price. There was a big volume day failed here, so share price went up, but there was a lot of selling with that. This happened a couple of times even before this, and then you just see this long-term moving average. As soon as it got and converged with the other moving averages, we had a breakout on volume. So breakout on volume is very important, and that saw the share price just zoom up on high volume here, the out days. And then this little bar here, which was a sort of a bearish signal. So you can see this massive tail, which showed there's a bit of selling. So it got to a price above about 32 cents or 3.2 cents and a lot of selling. And you can see the next day there was a fair bit of selling. The good thing is on the down days, which is the red bars here, the down days is mostly on lower volume and the big up days are on high volume, just showing there's more buyers than sellers. So it's a little bit bullish there. So at the moment, it was towards on Friday, towards the bottom of this support line. So support line is at 2 cents and the resistance line is around 3.2 cents. So it has to move through a fair bit of buyers who might be a bit bearish and want to sell out at these points. But at the moment, if you are bullish on this company, around 2.2 cents would have been a good time to buy. I'm probably higher than that right now, 49 minutes into the start of trading. Brainchip. So Brainchip are a very popular stock on the ASX right now. A lot of retail excitement in this company. So their neural networking processor, the Akita, a lot of their bullish shareholders will say this is going to be a breakthrough technology, and there is also a lot of possibility around that. Market cap of $500 million at 32 cents, no revenue. So all the bears are saying, how can we price so much without any revenue? And the bulls are saying at this exact same time, it's not about the revenues now, it's about the revenues in the future. So a lot of uncertainty around the future with Brainchip. Even if you're a bear or bull, there's still a lot of uncertainty. No matter the uncertainty, when you look at the chart, this is a short-term movement of the chart. So this is either 5 or 15-minute bars. Looks like it's 1, 2, 3. This could be hourlies. So this is hourly charts, and the 16th of September, it hit around 40 cents and bounced off it, and then it hit again around 17th or 18th and rebounded off that. So that was a line of support. You can just see it hit that and twice and bounced off it. Got it again in the 24th and didn't quite bounce. Not as much buying the next time it hit, and that's actually quite bearish. And then on the 29th of September, it broke down through 40 cents on high volume, and that's very bullish. So again, another breakout on high volume to the downside, and it's remained down and it's moving down below. It got to a low of 32 cents at the close of trading on Friday. So unfortunately for long-term holders, it is still in this shorter term downtrend. I said in one of my previous videos They should have done a capital raising, or there was a possible capital raising when the share price was like 60 cents or so. I think management has missed a beat here. They should have done a capital raising, $100 million capital raising, brought a lot of money into the company, and I think they've missed a boat here, and that won't happen now. I think the best price for a capital raising now would be 25 cents or so, and as long as the share price keeps going down, the possibility of a capital raising at good prices keeps decreasing. Next company is Liontown Resources, LTR. Market cap of $330 million at 19 cents. So they're in lithium, and all their mining operations or exploration operations are in WA. So lithium again, and then gold again, that PGE, which is the platinum group elements, nickel and copper. So a little bit more expensive than Oakdale at, or not expensive, valued more at $330 million. This chart is actually, when I saw this chart, I just went, oh, this is a nice looking chart. It's not moving higher at a rapid rate, especially when you go through April through September. It's just trending upward at a really nice rate. You can see it tested the 10 cents, it moved through 10 cents on good volume, tested 10 cents a few times. That acted as good support. Then it got towards 14 cents, and 14 cents was resistance. Then it broke out of 14 cents on this little bar here on good volume. So good volume, broke through that, and that was a good buy opportunity right here. And then it's moved higher quite quickly to 22 cents. Some sideways movement the last few weeks, a bit of volatility in that. So good long candles, which shows you there's a bit of volatility in the market. So a good time to buy would be maybe 18, 19 cents. I think 18 cents or 18.5 cents would be now a line of support, and it's right on that right now. Don't know much else about this company, so just looking at the charts, it's a very, I was going to say beautiful chart, but it's a very nice looking chart. Ecograf, EGR, so this is what they do, vertically integrated business to produce high purity graphite for lithium ion battery market. So again, another lithium company. So the lithium battery sort of theme or thematic is quite popular with a lot of these companies. Market cap of 65 million at 18 cents. If you go back in time, there was an attempted breakout in May. Volume was increasing a little bit, but that failed, and then it just traded sideways at around 7 cents or so. Bit of a breakout, or trying to get a bit of a breakout, going from 7 cents to 10 cents, hit 10 cents. And you can see hit 10 cents twice in this initial breakout, and then this breakout here. So that 10 cents was a good resistance level. And we find this a lot, that whole dollars or whole cents tend to be lines of resistance or support. Again, human psychology. People holding EGL, Ecograf, were thinking, if it gets 10 cents, I'll sell. They don't think, if it gets 9.8 cents, I'll sell. They think 10 cents, I'll sell. And that's what's been happening here. And what was needed was a good breakout on volume to get through those sellers wanting to sell at 10 cents. And that's what happened in early September, that breakout on really high volume, probably some sort of announcement, and it just went straight through it, really high volume. Those sellers wanting to sell out at 10 cents were easily covered by the buyers who bought en masse. Another one of these little bars here with a very long tail, that's usually quite bearish, but it's still got a nice uptrend. If you draw a line here, there's an uptrend, maintaining the uptrend. So no, neither bullish or bearish on this, but it looks more bullish than bearish, especially if it gets above 20 cents on good volume again. So an interesting chart this, and looks like that breakout could have been a recent, not too expensive or highly valued at 65 million. And they're in the right market because it seems like the market's very hyped up on lithium and batteries at the moment. So this is a shorter term graph of Ecograf. Shorter graph of Ecograf. And so got a bit of a trend here. So this red line or blue line, actually not blue, this red line here is just the trend. And you can see this red line here was a bit of resistance where we saw a bit of selling on this bar here on high volume. Now I've circled these three areas because each time it's got towards this line of support, It's bounced off it and it's risen again. This looks like also possibly ascending triangle, which is bullish. And I've just mentioned that because right now it's reached that sort of line of support, that trend line, which could be a time to buy. So 18 cents could be a time to buy. And then if it pulls through this line of resistance, the upper horizontal line of the ascending triangle, that will be very bullish too. So possibly a good time to buy Ecograf today. So 1 hour into the market. I'm going to look at all these prices once I've finished this video and have a look-see, see what's happening. Pointerra 3DP. We've got an example here of resistance turning into support, turning into resistance at 50 cents. Again, whole cents, 50 cents, a very important psychological level for investors and traders who can't think outside the box. So 50 cents was a bit of a line of resistance or support initially. See, it hit it once, twice, and then it went through on big volume. In fact, it gapped up over 50 cents. I remember that morning because I was thinking if it did break above 50 cents, that'd be quite bullish. It was bullish. Unfortunately, the price rises on that day and into the start of 29th of September, it was just too rapid. I don't like that at all. I don't like this rapid movement in prices. Went from 50 cents all the way up to 66 cents. And when you see that, you're going to see sellers come into the market, nervous buyers, see this rapid increase in price, think they have to lock in profits. And that's when you start to see sellers come in. And that's when sellers definitely did come in. Got down to 50 cents once, bounced off it. So that's, again, a line of support. So in this case, the line of resistance turned into support. Not a lot of buying. So buying was fairly weak. So it went down back towards 50 cents. It went down below 50 cents just because the overall market was quite weak. Next day, the market was quite strong. So it rallied to 55 cents. And then at the end of on Friday's trading, with COVID-19 striking Donald Trump, it just went down below 50 cents on really high volume. So a lot of volume coming in, driving that price down below 50 cents, and it closed around 46.5 or 47 cents. So let's have a look at that today. 50 cents has now turned it back into resistance. Value quite high, again, $315 million at 47 cents. There is a possibility this will be cash flow positive at the next quarterly cash flow statement, which is due this month. So quite popular, this company. I actually do like this company, but I prefer to buy it much cheaper than it is, but that might not be a possibility. Piedmont Lithium, PLL. So they are lithium hydroxide in North Carolina, where they're positioned in North Carolina. I'm quite bullish about that. That's a very good location to have a lithium hydroxide. And they did do a deal with Tesla. So it's very interesting what's been happening with Piedmont Lithium over the past past month, less than a month. Australian Super is their major shareholder. So market cap of 400 million at 34 cents. So if you go back, they did have a trading halt 18th of September. You can see very bullish action just before that, a few days before that. So it went from 10 cents all the way up to 15 cents or below 10 cents. A little bit of peaks in volume. Had a trading halt which lasted about 10 days. And when they, when they came out of trading halt, it was announced they had a deal with Tesla. Not only did they have a deal with Tesla, there was three ASX queries about that. There was a price volume query questioning why there was a rapid increase in price on increased volume. ASX normal query and ASX aware query saying, would the market expect this to be a significant deal with Tesla? Why was there anyone aware of this before that deal? Because there was quite suspicious trading leading up to the trading halt. So there's, probably shouldn't say without doubt someone knew and was buying, but it is quite suspicious. So it opened up with that deal with Tesla, 25 cents, and the next day it went up to 40 cents. So a lot of money came into this on that deal with Tesla. The deal with Tesla is not necessarily a massive thing. I've seen deals, small Australian companies deal with big companies. I was looking at OBJ 7 years ago. He did a deal with Procter & Gamble. They became very popular. Share price rose rapidly. But when he looked at the deal, it was nothing at all in it for OBJ. It was all Procter & Gamble. Everything was benefiting Procter & Gamble. So deal with Tesla does not necessarily mean good things for Piedmont Lithium. Market disagrees with that, but they're in the right space. They're in the right area. North Carolina is traditionally a good lithium hydroxide area, and fairly cheap too. In that sort of, people think if you've got a mine in America, it'd be quite expensive, but it's actually quite cheap there. Good area, and they can provide lithium. I think they're building even some plants, if I'm not mistaken, to actually produce lithium hydroxide. So actually selling lithium hydroxide straight to Tesla. And I think it's only a third of their production they're going to be selling to Tesla. I could be wrong on some of that, but I think that's what it is. Novonix, apparently I've been pronouncing Novonix wrong, NVX. Apologies for those who are upset about that. But Novonix, another popular company, again, lithium batteries. Just a common theme with all these companies. Value at market cap is $355 million at $1.01. Now, looking at the chart through the last 6 or 7 days, we're starting to see a bit of a base developing. And again, $1. Again, $1 seems to be about the price of a bit of support there. It's hit it now 3 times and bounced off it on volume. So it hit it back in the 29th, hit it on the 28th, hit it on the 29th, and again at the close of trading on Friday, and it bounced off it at the close of trading. So $1.01. It looks like $1.10, a bit of resistance there. It hit it twice. So with anything, you could say at the moment, $1.10, if it breaks above $1.10, that would be bullish. If it breaks below about 99 cents, that'd be quite bearish. So I'm going to have a look at this company's share price as we speak in the next few minutes, once I finish this video. So at the moment, neither bullish or bearish on Novonix. So I was just about to say the wrong word there. I pronounce it. Novonix is just easier to roll off the tongue. Novonix. Anyway, so neither bullish or bearish for Novonix. Just interested party to look at, see if it goes above $1.10 or below $1.01 or below 99 cents. So that's all I got on this edition of NEPI Invests. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. If you've got any requests, leave it in the comment section. I didn't plan for this to be a common theme around lithium and batteries, but it seems to be very popular at the moment in the investing circles. I did have a look at lithium carbonate prices, and again, they're all-time low. So a lot of these companies, their futures is going to be dependent on lithium prices. And because lithium is going to become more popular, there's going to be more people wanting to mine lithium, and lithium's quite abundant. It's not a rare commodity. It's highly abundant throughout the earth. So I don't know. It's it could be a sort of a lithium battery. It could be not investing in the lithium miners. It could be investing in those who are taking advantage of the technology, the batteries, that sort of thing. They are the ones who are going to have pricing power in the future because, of course, miners are price takers. Yeah, so just going to have a look at what's been happening with these companies. I've just noticed, market is up 2.13% today, the XJO, which is to expectations just because we overreacted on Friday to the downside. So let's have a look at some of these companies. So let's go back at Novonix, see what's happening today. So only up 2.48%. So they're within that trading range, nothing too exciting there. Let's look at Piedmont, and up 7.35%. I think most of these are going to be up, if I'm going to be frank with you. Liontown up 7.89, so it would have been a good time to buy at open. Brainchip up not as much as I would be hoping for, 3.25%. What else do we have? Pointerra. Not up at all. And in actual fact, if I go here, what's been happening today is not the best news for Pointerra. Just look at 5-minute trading. And it opened up high. So you can see this is just going back. Just move this a little bit out. So going back at the end of trading on Friday, a lot of selling. You see a lot of high volume selling. So a lot of sellers came in. And then today when it opened, it didn't open high enough. Got to 52 cents, and then a lot of sellers have come back into the market. So quite bearish with Pointerra. Unfortunately for those, what else do we have? Pointerra, Brainchip, Oakdale. Up 9-10%. That's quite nice, sort of within what I would expect. And Ecograf is the last one. So that's EGR. And that's up 8%. So good price action in the markets today, but nothing really confirming either a breakout, either up or down for any of these companies. So no confirmation with that. Pointerra has just been a bit of a disappointment today because it did go above 50 cents again. It's come straight back down below 50 cents, which is quite bearish. So that's all for today. If you've got any questions, leave it in the comment section. I'm not a professional advisor either. So if you do need professional advice, hello there. Make sure you speak to a professional because I'm not a professional. Check you later. Bye.